Zeke will lead the Dallas Cowboys to the Super Bowl. Listen, I think the Dallas Cowboys have a formula that can take them all the way. This Dallas Cowboys team is the most talented team that they had since the triplets of the early 90s. Now when you look at how they go about their business as far as winning, they eat up time of possession. They keep their defense fresh. Okay, we saw what Dak looked like last year when Amari Cooper came over for the Raiders. You give him a whole offseason now to work with Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup, who's a young guy who's upside, huge upside. Randall Cobb in the slot, to me, that's an upgrade. So now if you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, particularly offensively, you're looking, okay, how do we want to stop these guys? Do we want to play 8 in the box? Well, guess what? We got 3 wide receivers that can beat you. Defensively, they're going to be fresh. They got a new offensive coordinator in Kellerman, who's going to utilize an aspect of the Dallas Cowboys offense that was underutilized, and that's Dak Prescott's legs. You didn't really see that as much in the past from Dak Prescott. So to me, when I look at the totality of it all, this is the team that Jerry Jones have been building. They've been building this monster for years now. And, oh, by the way, they get Travis Frederick back, maybe one of the best, if not the best center in football, okay, on the offensive line. This is a team that'll take the Dallas Cowboys back to the Super Bowl.
Nothing you said is wrong except for your conclusion. Like, you didn't even state the half of it, and I know it's because there's no time to talk about how much good stuff they have. Their skills position triplets are the least impressive thing about them. Like, Dak Prescott, I believe, is going to be a great quarterback, or a very good one at least. Right now, he's a game manager who's big on third down and excellent under pressure. Right, almost came all the way back on Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. That reminds me of Russell Wilson. That reminds me of Tom Brady around the same time in their careers, actually. So that's real good, and I project, but he's not there yet. He's just a game manager who's big on third down and good under pressure. It's a good thing to have. Ezekiel Elliott's tremendous. I don't think he's the best running back in football, but he's excellent. Amari Cooper is excellent. Also, not a top 5 wideout, but a real good lead wideout for your team. But actually, their talent is on the offensive line. And even when you look on the defense now, they're linebackers. My point is, they are loaded. You're not wrong. They're loaded to win a Super Bowl. They have easily enough talent. Do they have the coach? Because the Eagles are loaded too. And they have the coach. You know how I know? He's already won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, by the way. There are other teams that are also loaded and have a coach. And what about Jason Garrett? And the question is, will Zeke lead them to a Super Bowl? You draft this dude 4th. You just made him the highest guaranteed paid running back who ever lived, in spite of the fact that he was 2 years away from free agency. And you know what I've seen Garrett do? On 4th and 1 from midfield? Punt. That coach ain't going to win a Super Bowl. So the answer is no on Zeke.
First of all, I hate the question. Because in the history of the NFL, ain't no damn running back ever led a team to a Super Bowl anyway. All right? That's number one. Does he add the element? Absolutely. Sure. If they go to the Super Bowl, it's going to be because of Dak Prescott. Most quarterbacks are the reason that they go to Super Bowls. You either have to make a play, not saying you got to be a generational guy. We all understand that. But at some point, the quarterback is going to have to make a play, right? Sony Michel had a great end of the year last year, was running the ball very effectively. But it really came down to Tom Brady to Gronk down the sideline. We talk about the Chiefs in Kansas City. The ability for them not to have that mix after the Kareem Hunt situation is probably what cost them at the end of the day, and obviously D Ford lining up all sides. It'll be Dak Prescott. That's why everybody's enamored with what's going to happen with Dak and his contract. Getting Zeke is great, but running backs don't lead you to Super Bowl, fellas.
John Riggins or Terrell Davis might have something to say about that.
Max, get out of it. Man, we ain't talking about the NFL 25 years ago. We're talking about the NFL today. Like, we having a conversation in 2019 about what leads you to a Super Bowl.
Okay, well,
who's your team?
Yeah.
Who's your team?
In the NFC?
Who's your team?
The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Drew Brees still play there, right?
Saints or the Eagles.
Didn't they get Jared Cook this offseason? Y'all remember when Jimmy Graham was in that offense? Michael Thomas?
I want to get back to the running back for a second.
Wait a minute. Did Jared Goff outplay Drew Brees in the game, in the championship game?
In the championship game?
Yeah. No. Last time I checked, Jared Goff outplayed him.
No.
I agree with you about
the referees outplayed Drew Brees in the game.
Well, I mean, hold on. They missed the call on the other side of the field right before they missed the other goal. But look, I agree with you about the Saints. I'd throw the Eagles in there, too, ahead of the Cowboys, based on coaching. They don't just have the quarterback. They have the coach. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys do. But about the running back, yes, in a bigger picture, you're right. Literally, you're right. You must have the quarterback. But the way we mean it, like who's actually the best player on offense, it's Ezekiel Elliott.
No question.
If the Cowboys are going to win, they're going to do it with a running game and defense, right? Like, of course, you have to have a wide out and a quarterback, and especially a quarterback and all those things. But that's what people are really talking about. You don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl is the point?
No, I don't. And I believe a Super Bowl is within the next 2 to 3 years. I don't believe it's this year.
Once they get Lincoln Riley in there. Then
that'll help. That'll help tremendous.
Jalen Hurts, we just talked about this. Could you imagine what Lincoln Riley would do with Dak Prescott on that team?
It'll be nasty, Max. It'll be nasty. But let me say this too, with all due respect. When you look at the Cowboys are not built just to make a run this year. They're locking up a run for the next 3 to 5 years. So we want to condense this window because we see all of these contracts getting done and they're building up to this. Look, the Cowboys core is young. We're talking about a young football team. So they have years to get this done.
The defensive, the linebackers are signed up long time, and forget about DeMarcus Lawrence, he's long time, and they're all in their prime.
The offensive line signed long term.
So it's not far-fetched to think that they can win a Super Bowl. That's not far-fetched. I just don't believe it'll be this year, but I think they are prime and set up to maybe win more than just one Super Bowl in the next 5 years. We got to remember, Tom Brady is going to be gone. Drew Brees is going to be out.
But Marcus, it ain't going to be with Jason Garrett, is it?
I doubt it. I doubt it, Max. I doubt it.
I still worry about Drew Brees, what I saw from Drew Brees at the end of the year last year.
Drew Brees still
What the hell are you worried
They
about?
can stop the run. They got Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.